All right. Greetings, greetings. Aero speaks. Delighted to be present with you. We know the date to be May 15, 2021. So, yes, greetings. So, as we open to the energy of May, we remind you of what we spoke about in April. We said that April was a time in which you would be highly motivated to look at your issues in terms of what you had been avoiding, and it would attach and shake unresolved fear within you, not to punish, not to say bad or wrong, but to then give you the chance to become aware, because the process of changing anything always begins with awareness. Humans are amazingly adept at hiding things from themselves and lying to themselves and avoiding through blame and judgment. And so this energy comes to help you pay more attention to what is out of balance within self. And as that energy gave way about the 4th or 5th of May, a wave of abundance came in. And that abundant energy is non-discriminatory. And what we mean by that, it's energy. It's going to bring abundance to whatever you focus upon. So if you have an abundance of fear, it's because you're focused on fear. If you have an abundance of not enough, it's because your focus is on not enough. We've been working with our students and our clients, teaching them a methodology, a manifestation technique in which they can learn to shift the focus of what they're manifesting and work with the subconscious to help edit it and get it to focus on what they would like to create rather than what the subconscious is creating out of the existing database of your experiences. So it's your subconscious, dear ones. Its job is to create the next moment of your reality. But as you've heard us say many times, it's a lazy subconscious. It prefers just to copy and paste. So unless you reprogram it, unless you edit the information within its database that it uses to create your reality, it will continue to create the same thing over and over again. So if there's some part of your life you truly wish to change, let's talk about how to do that. So imagine a piece of paper with 3 circles on it. They're not touching, but they're all the same size, and they're sitting in a row next to each other. And from the channel's perspective, 1, 2, and 3. That's their labels, 1, 2, and 3. 1 is I am here now. This is who I am now. This is my reality now. We're going to skip 2 for a minute. We're going to go to number 3. Number 3 is what do I really want? Now, if you've worked with us before, you know that for years and years we've been saying to you, it's really important to focus on what you want. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. By focusing on what you want, this is how you direct your subconscious what to create, what you focus on and give energy to. So let's do a little side note on that thought. Your subconscious doesn't differentiate between what you might consider to be positive energy or negative energy. It does not differentiate between happiness and anger, sadness and joy, rage and self-pity. It's all energy. So what you focus on and give energy to from the subconscious perspective is what it knows to create more of for you. Now, with that being said, say that you want a new car, right? I want a new car. All right, what kind of car? A big car. All right, gas-powered, electric, hybrid, hybrid. What color? Blue, right? You focus on it, you start to know more about it, and you start to feel a little more comfortable with the idea of manifesting it. And then the closer it comes, suddenly doubt might show up. And this is where circle number 2 comes into play. I really want that new car, but how am I going to pay for it? You just started filling in the constrictions, which is box or circle number 2. How am I going to pay for it? Where am I going to park it? If it's a brand new car, I don't have a garage. I don't know that I want to leave it on the street. Maybe I should think about a used car. Maybe I'm a little afraid that a brand new car is going to get damaged. Well, And what are my friends going to say? I've driven this old car, and all my friends drive an old car. What are they going to think about me if I show up in this brand new sports car, this brand new shiny car? See, when you focus on what you really want and listen to your body, listen to your heart, you begin to understand the constrictions that you're holding. And that's important because this is also part of your subconscious mind. And as soon as you start wondering, how am I going to pay for it? Is it okay to have it? Is it going to create problems for me? You just started giving a focus and energy to the constrictions, and your subconscious is now shifting to creating more of that. So what you want to do is use the idea of what I really want to generate an understanding of what the constrictions are, and then respond to them. Don't deny them. Oh, of course, I have no fear. That's not true. You do have fears. You do have doubts. You do have confusion. So instead, respond. Well, how am I going to pay for it? Well, I'll get a little bit of money from selling my existing car. I've got a little bit of savings. They have these strange things called car loans. Maybe if I put that all together, maybe I just need to ask. Maybe someone out there can tell me if I qualify for a loan and what the payments will be. All right, I need more information. See, you've stopped ignoring it or trying to pretend it didn't matter. You're actually now responding to the constriction. So the subconscious is like, oh, okay, you really want that car. Because you're responding to the constrictions, it starts to feed manifestation energy back to what you really want. So the idea is to use the more sensory input you bring to what you really want. And what we mean by that, we'll use the car as the example. Imagine sitting in it. I imagine the new car smell. Imagine how smooth it rides with a new suspension system. Imagine what I feel like sitting in it and looking out, parking it, the sense that I feel very safe driving it, and I feel that it's going to get me where I want to go without having any strange noises, and etc., etc. Sensory input, living as if this is now your automobile, helps your subconscious realize how much you really want that auto, how much focus and energy you're bringing to it, and it manifests it that much more quickly. So this is a technique that you can use for anything, not just new cars. You can use it in your jobs, you can use it in your relationships, you can use it in healing self. We've been using this technique with some of our clients who have physical health issues, cancer, arthritis, ruptured disc in the spine, diabetes, etc. And by using this tool, they're able to bring up, when they focus on, I really want peace in the body, I really want strength and wholeness in the body, I want wellness in the body, then they're able to bring up old information and old patterns related to the creation of the disease or the trauma in the body in the first place. So it gives them so much more to work with in terms of focusing their healing energy and releasing the constrictions that are helping generate the disease while giving more energy to manifesting peace in the body. So all of that explanation to come down to this summary. If you focus on fear, you're going to create more of it because you're focusing and you're giving it energy. If you focus on not enough, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough love, you're going to create more of not enough because you're focused on it, you're giving energy to it. So we call this the manifesting through process, where you manifest through the constriction, not by ignoring them, but by responding to them and putting your focus back wholly upon what you really want. So you have about 13 more days approximately of this wildly abundant energy just everywhere in your world. So the more consciously you work to put this energy to work, manifesting what you want, the more it's available. Especially, it's not gone in 13 days, but it definitely comes down in its vibration and its availability. So use the next 13 days very wisely, very concretely. Yes. So that is our sharing, except perhaps we're going to add to this a little bit about we're making a decision as we take a moment here. And that decision is about talking about summer. You're still in the midst of your spring, but you're coming up in about 30 days, approximately 30 days, you're coming up on the summer, the opening of the summer energy. And while spring has been an interesting mix of up and down, up and down, and lots of energy, and then a constriction of energy, and then lots of energy, summer is going to be more of a steady build in terms of heat and pressure and opportunity. And everyone is waiting for the gates to be open so they can come rushing back into the world, except those that aren't ready to come rushing back into the world. And some of those that are rushing back into the world are turning around and rushing back into the caves, into the hiding, into the constriction. You've been sidelined for so long that you definitely have concerns, you as a race, not you specifically as individuals, about how you want to go and re-engage with the world. So be conscious of what you're choosing. Are you going to choose to travel? All right, then plan it and be. COVID gave you a timeout for a specific reason, that so many people were living disconnected from their own experiences, meaning they didn't experience a depth of aliveness, a depth of joy, a depth of connectivity with the day-by-day reality they were creating. It was more like their brains were up here and their bodies were disconnected. You were going to work and coming home. You're not even remembering the drive, not even remembering, trying to tune out. And so you were separating the brain from the heart and separating the brain from the experience of the body, basically generating a great wave of dissatisfaction with the enjoyment of life. So think of it this way. If you had gone on a very restrictive diet for 18 months, and now there is a buffet set in front of you of every conceivable food and combinations of food, if you run headlong, face first, into that buffet, as some of you are so longing to do, after a period of being shut down and restricted eating in this example, you might make yourself ill. The sensory overload, you've been turned back, the dial's been turned back on your sensory input. A lot more time alone, a lot more time shut down, a lot more quiet activities. And so not everyone is going to make that shift going back into fast gear as quickly as other people. So be compassionate, be kind, look at your expectations of self and others, and think about some of the things we've shared. It's wonderful to go back fully immersed in your world. We're not saying to hold back on that. We're saying pick and choose from the buffet so you eat enough to bring yourself happiness and completion without overwhelming yourself. So something to think about, a gentle re-engaging. There's a lot of opportunity and a lot of newness, so don't try to take it all in a very short period of time. It's there, and choose to savor. Choose to savor, to participate as fully as you can. Choose to deepen, broaden your sense of aliveness is what we want to say. All right, so we thank you for your kind attendance to our message, and we ask you then who would speak.